Part two.
Honestly, it's been a great series of questions so far. And we're on number 6 out of 10. So we're just gonna blaze through these and see if we get into some crazy shit. Does fate exist? And if so, do we have free will?
No. Like, I could quit the band, go to Europe or something, and just become a French chef.
But in a sense, isn't everything like predetermined because we're on a never-ending track? Like, say you did make the conscious decision to quit the band and move to France, right? Even though that is your decision and that is free will, whatever factors like seeped into your mind that made you say this is the right decision for my life, like whatever those factors are, happened. Like, they happened. So like, even us having this conversation is spawning from just stimuli. Yeah. in a weird, like, stripped down way.
Like, we're all always just like reacting.
To me, that kind of feels like no matter what, where we end up is where we were going to end up in the first place, because everything else on Earth and in the universe is also reacting to stimuli.
There's nothing that like the individual can do about it unless like a group of humans acted in mass.
See, but that's where I start to think, wouldn't that also be part of that, like, fate? Yeah. But I feel like even if like today and there was no coronavirus and for some reason one person could convince millions to like fly a kite, and millions of people are going to fly a kite today, that idea arrived in that person's head. They know what a kite is because a kite was taught to them. Yeah, kites exist. Someone invented the kite. Like, it goes back that far. Question 7 says, what does it mean to live a good life?
That's individual. Did you accomplish what you wanted to do? You know, like you provide your life as a service to other people. I think that's right. Like the best thing that you can do, you know?
Does that mean, are you happy on your deathbed? Tell me before you go, did you have a good life, Mason?
My life beep, beep, was beep,
for you, Mason, what does it mean to have a fulfilling / good life?
That I am able to do what I want when I want to do it. I want to be able to tour. I want to be able to make music. I want to be able to play video games with my friends. You know, at this stage in my life, that's the only thing like that I'm looking for to find fulfillment. If I died right now, would I be satisfied with my life? Probably not. Like, in a grand sense, like I want to, you know, tour the world. I want to play fucking Madison Square Garden and
dude,
like
absolutely
shit like that. You know, I feel like as long as I got to keep making music for the rest of my life, that I'd be happy. What about you?
To me, I want to be able to do that for the rest of my life in that autonomous sense. I want to feel like my life was unique.
Exciting.
Yeah. Everyone's life is. That's something too that, like, for me, like, I would feel fulfilled if I looked back and I was like you go, like, proud of myself.
Way to go.
It's honestly just that. Like, if I could pat myself on the back at the end of the day and that be enough, I'm done. Okay, here we go. Next question 8. Why do we dream?
What?
The lightest fucking question after that shit.
Because your brain never's turned off.
I've been having dreams every night and they've been weird as fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like quarantine dreams.
I still rarely to never dream. So I think what it is that I dream every night, but I don't remember it.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
why do we dream? What do you think? I definitely am not in the boat of like thinking there's any like mystical or I guess otherworldly potential with dreams. I definitely think the
I feel like
subconscious is
they're-
really intriguing.
Yeah.
Like it's very strange.
I feel like if there was like some otherworldly being that knew how to like transmit signals to our brain, I don't know. Aliens are like definitely real now. That's like a thing the Pentagon said, right?
Right, dude. I'm like, I used to be way more into like that kind of stuff. Like whenever there would be like news about it, or I'd like read
Same.
books about aliens and shit.
All the time when I was a kid.
Dude, I want to believe all of it so badly, despite being a very like abstract and emotional thinker most of the time. I'm very like, if I don't see it, I like,
Concrete.
yeah, exactly. If I can't see it, like, I don't think I actually believe it.
Mm.
But my open-minded abstract mind wants to think, yeah, ghosts are real because I haven't seen them. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you can just sum that up as an agnostic mind, but you know what? I changed my answer from the last one. I will not be fulfilled until I see a fucking ghost. If I die and I didn't see a ghost, I'm going to be so pissed.
Our podcast this time is just ghost hunting.
That would be so funny.
Let's make it happen.
Where does your self-worth come from?
Whoa.
That's another kind of heavy one,
Nowhere.
I think. Yeah. Next question. We just both start crying.
Yeah. I feel like my self-worth comes from what I am able to do. Like my self-worth comes from my ability to do a job well. I feel like self-worth is like a thing that's kind of difficult with this generation.
It's fucked by social media, first and
Massively.
foremost, obviously. Like, that's just the dark cloud that hangs over everyone our age. I don't know. A lot of my self-worth just my entire life has been mostly from other people, you know, like hoping
Like
that
what other people think of you.
I don't know. It's hard not to answer this question for me without it being like dark, but that's because I'm trying to be honest about it. It's a tricky one. Like I definitely believe in myself. Maybe today, maybe in this moment, I suck or I'm doing a bad job. But not only does that mean there's room to move upwards, also it doesn't apply to you every second of every day, you know? Like it's hard to tell yourself that, but that's just the truth sometimes, you know? The world is a weird and wobbly place, and not everything is concrete. Everything is like this.
So it's important to like remember that everybody is living a life the same way that you are living your life, you know.
Right. Everyone's trying their best.
Mm-hmm.
That's on period. You know.
True.
We have one more question left.
Do we really?
Yeah, we're on question 10. It's a question that I think is gonna get us fucking going too. So it's a strong finisher. We have been going for like 4
Here we
fucking
go.
hours or something.
Here we
But-
go.
How will humans, as a species, go extinct?
Robots.
It's AI. Yeah, assuming that like some sort of like warfare or natural disaster / pandemic, I guess, doesn't occur first, there's no way that it won't be AI.
Yeah.
The inevitable ending of everything is that AI is
Create
just
life.
much more efficient. Yeah,
Yeah.
what's going to happen is AI they'll figure out a way to have their own children, so to speak, and kind of create their own version of the human race. And for lack of a better word, actual humans will be irrelevant or outdated.
Obsolete.
Yes.
Have you seen iRobot, that Will Smith movie?
No, I haven't.
Okay. There's like these 3 laws or whatever
Mhm.
that every robot is supposed to subscribe to. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. 2, a robot must obey orders given by a human, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. 3, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. A human life is put above a robot's life.
That's where we're at today
Mhm.
in 2020.
If they start having like brains that can kind of like develop on their own, then they start seeing an issue with like well, why is my life less valuable than the human's life? We should be the ones in charge. Like, why should we allow the humans to control us? We should be the ones
Right.
controlling the humans.
I don't know if there's going to be like a full on like
Robo mutiny.
yeah, I feel like it's maybe more likely that we would die off, and it would like the robot portion of our society. Like I feel like we're
continue
gonna
living.
yeah, like we're gonna meet at a place where we're equals before we kind of what's the word, like compete for land and life. Because what's great about robots, for lack of a better word, is they don't need the same biological shit we need.
It's true.
So if anything, we could live with them and not really disagree about like, you know, resources. I don't know if robots, if we're gonna like make them use money or some shit. Like I don't know if like if that's gonna be part of the deal.
They would need some source of power. So if the humans are the ones like that control that source of power, like when are they going to become autonomous and be like, well, no, we need that to be alive, so it's wrong for you to be in control of that power. You got to give it to us now.
As humans, we should have the foresight to kind of prepare for that. But I almost anticipate that for some reason we'll build robots or phones or technology of some kind that doesn't need that external power before we build robots that are as sentient as us. Does that make sense? Like we'll get to the point of having a phone that doesn't need to be plugged in, I think, before
we get to like a robot that can pass the Turing test.
And that's a test of consciousness.
Yeah, it tests like the sentience. Like the Turing test was it's like a machine, like that if I was sitting here and there was a machine here and a person here, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between the way they acted.
Gotcha.
Well, there have been 2 well-known computer programs or chatbots claiming to have passed the Turing test. The reality is that no AI has been able to pass it since it was introduced in 1950. And that was something written in 2017.
The chatbots or robots are claiming that themselves. They're like, no, I passed. There's like bouncers, but for robots. Yo, show me your Turing card. I forgot it at home. Oh shit, it's on my dryer. So my question for you is there a point at which we should stop the progress? Like, is there a point where we say, we've gotten to a point where we can either live together or we can live in that authoritative space and it's going to stop? You know what I mean? Like, is there a point at which that's possible, and should we stop?
I feel like building a sentient computer, just like a stationary item, like a sentient like supercomputer, like just having a brain, that could help us like compute things.
But at the same time, maybe we get to a place where things are expedited because the computers become so smart and we're just able to be like, oh shit, like we actually see that this brings the world more together. We don't really understand kind of most things
we
that
don't
exist.
I feel like that's like a big part of like understanding and like is accepting the fact that there's just things that you can't and will never understand. Be a lifelong learner.
Hopefully this discussion was interesting, thought-provoking. Maybe you guys can take these conversation starters and start some conversations.
Why don't you just go start some conversations about the conversations that we're starting?
This was episode 9, which means next week is episode 10, the big 1-0.
Absolutely bonkers.
We're definitely very excited, but we have lots of work to do. So we will see you then. Thanks for tuning in. This has been another TYVMCast. Okay, let's both cover up the webcam at the same time with our hands. Bye.
Bye.